Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing. Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 545 of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. It's awesome to be with you, as always, and I hope you're enjoying each of the episodes. If you are, be sure to subscribe and give me a 5-star review. It helps in so many ways, and I love to see it as well. So thank you in advance. All right. Have you ever been listening to a podcast or scrolling on social media when you maybe hear or you see an idea that you really want to try and you think, oh, I'm going to have to remember that? Maybe it was a tip or a challenge like drink a glass of water first thing in the morning to give you more energy. You nod and you think, oh, I'm going to do that. But then 10 seconds later, that brilliant idea is buried under a dancing dog video. And by lunch, it's totally gone, filed in the things that are never going to happen folder. You see, social media, it's not all negative. It actually has some really fantastic ideas and reminders. But so many times we hear those tips and we think, oh, we should try that. And then we get busy doing something else. And maybe it lingers in our mind as something to try, but actually trying it never happens. It's kind of like window shopping for a better life. You see it, you want it, but you never take it home. I've done it many times. And then other times I will maybe do the thing once only to fall back into my old not doing the thing habit. So a few months ago, I was listening to Gary Brecka on a podcast episode, and he was saying that one of the best ways to build muscle is to ruck. Now that is where you carry either a weighted vest or a weighted backpack. Well, just so happens I have one. About a year or so ago, Eric bought me a rucksack because I had been listening to a podcast at that time. I think it was Peter Attia, but he bought me one and I used it a little bit, but eventually it ended up in the laundry room, completely forgotten. So listening to this recent podcast with Gary reminded me, hey, I have a rucksack and I already walk my puppies every single day for 1.5 miles. I could easily add that to my walks. And that makes me burn more calories and gain a little muscle. And right as I'm thinking about it, I know that I need to take some action right then if it's ever going to happen. So I immediately go into the laundry room, I wipe the dust off my rucksack, and I put it in the closet by the boys' leashes. So I remember, and basically I would have to trip over it to get the leashes. So now I wear it every single day when I walk the boys. That's the power of a good influence. It's also the power of immediate action. So the reason why I immediately went to the laundry room to get the rucksack was if I hadn't, I probably would have forgotten about it all over, and who knows when I would be reminded about it again. It could have sat there for another year or longer. There's a reason, though, that these good ideas slip away. Our brains are wired to prioritize what's urgent, not what's important. So we intend to try that meditation or drink more water or go for a ruck walk, but without a trigger or immediate action, it kind of gets lost in the noise of our already busy life. And we do all live incredibly busy lives. So it's understandable that things slip through the cracks. But I don't know about you, window shopping just never quite satisfies me. I want to live into my best life. Now, sometimes those ideas that we see are something easy. It's immediate. Like Brian Johnson posted today, if you're reading this post, fix your posture. To which I immediately fixed my posture. I pushed my shoulders back. In fact, I just did it now as I'm saying that. So sometimes it's easy, but most of the time it requires a little nudge or a quick action to get you started. So that's the reason why I knew immediately to go to the laundry room and get my rucksack and put it where I would see it for my next walk was Tony Robbins said something years ago that has always stuck in my head. He said, never leave the sight of a goal without taking immediate action. So my goal was to use my rucksack on my walks. My immediate action was just to pull it out, dust it off, and put it in by the walking leashes. You see, there's so much new information to keep us or to get us healthy, but it doesn't help unless we actually put it to use. I mean, how many times have you bought something even, like went so far as to bought it and then it sits in your cabinet? I've been wanting to try creatine ever since I heard a podcast about how good it is, especially for women. And I mean, there's so many benefits to it. And so when I was telling Eric about the podcast, he ordered me the creatine right then and there. He's really good about that. But and it's been sitting there probably 2 weeks. But this last weekend, I happened to be talking to my friend, a personal trainer. Her name is Cassie, and she told me how she uses it and exactly the way I need to use it. And I've been taking it ever since. So because I put it right by my coffee so that I see it first thing in the morning, it wasn't doing me any good unopened in the cabinet. It may have felt good to buy it, but it's not doing anything unless I take it. I'm sure most of you guys can relate to that. So what's something you've been meaning to try? Maybe it's a gratitude journal you bought but never opened, or that stretching routine you saw on TikTok that promised to fix your back pain. Jim Rohn says we are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with, but anymore, it's not just the people we hang with in person. It's the podcasts we listen to, the people we follow on social media, the videos we watch on YouTube. We aren't limited by proximity, not anymore. I get to choose the people I spend the most time with in person, but I also get to choose who has my ear. And that matters as much or more than the people we spend time with. I don't know Gary Brecka, but he's changed my daily walks. I don't hang out with Tony Robbins, but his words get me to act on a goal. Lots of times, for many years, he's helped me. These people are part of my 5, and they're making me better. So take a second and think about it. Who's got your ear? Are you listening to people who lift you up? Are you listening to people who spark ideas that you want to act on? Or are you stuck in a loop of drama, negativity, or mindless content? If your goals matter, surround yourself with voices that push you towards those goals. My challenge to you today is the Do It Now challenge. Next time you hear or see an idea that sparks something in you to take in you, just whatever it is, take one tiny action immediately. One suggestion that works for me, I do a lot, is to just simply set an alarm. If you can't do something right then, set an alarm for later in the day, and that way you remember to print off the recipe or to order the thing on Amazon. That's how I got my creatine, is when I was telling my husband about the podcast, he just jumped right on Amazon and ordered it for me. So don't let those good ideas fall into the things that are never going to happen folder. Commit to taking one little step immediately that will get the momentum started. Stop window shopping for your best life and start living it. Share this with someone who inspires you. I love you guys. I'll talk to you in a few days. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends, because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.